How's everyone doing? Everyone sleep okay? Yeah? No? Jet lag? Alcohol fueled? Yeah? Yeah, it's been a tough couple of days already. Are we all pumped for today though? Yeah, that's kind of the attitude. Hi, Claire. Are you on? You're not on. We'll turn you on now. Shall we turn Claire on? Yes! Is Claire's mic on? Try again. No? Come up here, Claire. Oh, give her a warm round of applause. Now, how are you? You're well?
Your throat's sore.
Don't shout. What kind of question are you going to ask me today?
So, I was going to say commiserations.
Claire's commiserating me because I'm a Liverpool Football Club fan. I know. Thank you. I need all the support I can get. Because we didn't win the league yet again. 97 points. Not good enough. But thank you. Commiserations. But we still have one more game left, don't we? Yeah. Thank you. We got the Champions League final. Against Spurs. Yeah, boo. Good luck. Was that all you were going to do? You're just going to commiserate me? Okay, she has a real question as well.
So, congratulations on season 2.
Thank you.
And what was it like going back into sort of like the 60s and 70s?
Oh, cool. So, I did a show in Norway that was called Lykkeland in Norwegian, which translated as kind of beautiful, happy state. So the English translation of the English title is State of Happiness. And basically it's about the discovery of oil in Norway in the 60s and 70s. And how that changed the whole country. Like the country went from a very religious country over-reliant on fishing in overfished waters, and then they found oil and literally struck oil, but they struck gold by striking oil. Hey! And then so you get to like, are you okay? Don't die. Do you want some water? So you literally got to dress up in the costumes, of course, of the time, and play a Texan oil guy with my cowboy boots and 10-gallon hat. So yeah, it was great fun. It's good fun because you really do feel that you kind of exist in that world when you're doing it. You know, the sets are incredible. Norway is such a beautiful place, and we filmed out in this place called Stavanger, which is out in the west coast, and it's an amazing place with real authentic old kind of houses and stuff. So we kind of morphed into it pretty easily, and yeah, it was great fun. And we're going to go back and do another season. So that's awesome. Thank you, Claire. Yeah, it's on BBC 4. BBC 4 just picked it up, so we'll get a chance to see it. Thanks, Claire. Give a big warm round of applause for Claire. Okay. Anybody else going to ask me some questions today? Oh, here we go. No, that's Claire again. Hi, Claire. Yeah. So is that my time? I'm going to check. I'm going to do a recon down here for a second. Hi. Now it's on. I frightened myself. Okay, I'm back. Oh, hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. So I don't really have the question.
You don't really have a question?
I'm just here to remind you to bring your suit to Crossroads next month, as you promised, because we have something planned.
I've got to bring my suit to Crossroads?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I did promise that, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Did I say anything specific, or what specific suit I was going to bring?
You have to ask Claire.
A blue suit or a new suit? New. So I got to go and buy a suit now as well.
David stepped his game up a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, he wore a tux.
Yes.
But I just kind of do it to piss David off, because like he's all smart, and then I'll just wear a t-shirt or something, and it kind of annoys him a little bit. But okay, I did promise, so I will bring a suit to Crossroads. When is that? It's like the end of June or something?
Yeah. Ready first.
Who here is going to Crossroads? It's cool. Awesome. It's not. It was in Blackpool 2 years ago. Who was there? Wasn't that the nicest hotel in the world? So this hotel in Blackpool, what's it called?
I like the shirt. I like the shirt.
You like the shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, there's something Castle Hotel.
Norway Castle!
Jesus, Norbrick Castle Hotel. I thought you were in there again. But the L had fallen off. So it was like the Castle Hote. You're walking in and there's like a stained patch where the L used to be. And you just go, this doesn't bode well for anybody. Like, people were told not to put their bags in the ground because there were bed bugs everywhere. So thankfully we've moved up in the world from there. Birmingham is the venue this year, so it should be fun. I will bring a suit. I'm not going to promise you I'm going to buy a new suit, but I'll wear something that you've not seen before. How about that? My birthday suit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Hi. Is that Jane?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on? Did you sleep well?
Yeah.
What's the story? No one's sleeping well. I slept like shit last night. I don't know what's going on. Carry on.
Too much fizz.
Too much fizz.
Speculating on season 15, and everybody's got their own theories about what's going to happen. And so I wondered if, obviously no one dies forever in Supernatural, and I wondered if Mick came back, what would you like to see him doing in the final season?
You know, it would just be great to be involved. Like, it's great to, you know, to work on anything when you're an actor. It's always great to be busy, but there's something about this show, and now that someone asked me the similar question yesterday about the fact that it is the end of the show, and you know, there's always hope. Like, for the last couple of years, people have been asking me, was I going to come back? And there's always like, yeah, hopefully. But now that it's definitely ending, you kind of, butterflies and excitement about the potentiality of being back and being on the show again are a lot more real, I suppose. I'd love to come back as an angel. I'd love to come back as not a human. You know, I love playing bad guys as well. So, but having said that, I would do anything. I would do whatever. Like, if Mitch Davis came back instead of Mick, or his, I think they already done the evil twin with, or the twin rather, with Ketchup. So I'll do. I'd be glad for him to come back and get his revenge.
Yeah,
Or at least kick David in the ass a couple of times. And do something funny. I'd like to do something, a bit of comedy would be fun too. I remember there was one of the episodes, myself and Jensen got to do a bit of comedy together, and it's real fun. His comic timing is hilarious. It's very difficult to work with him when he's been funny, but yeah, it's that's exactly what I'd like to do. I'd like to come back and have a bit of a comedy role, or come back as an angel, for shiz. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. How you doing?
Sleepy.
Sleepy? It's early. God, thank you guys. You're so brave to be here today. And even the people propping up the wall at the back. I don't know what's going on back there, but Okay, you're all behaving yourselves by the looks of things. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
You mentioned doing golf for your birthday yesterday, and from one shit golfer to another, where have you enjoyed playing in the States?
Say that again? Play golf?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm not a great golfer. No. One of my favorite lines was, you know that film Happy Gilmore? When Adam Sandler goes, if I saw myself in pants like that, I'd have to kick my own ass. Like, some of the golfing get-up is hilarious. But where have I liked to play? Where have I played? I played a couple of rounds in LA, some fancy golf clubs in LA, but generally I just play in like the local municipal courses that are cheap and easy to get around, and I'm not going to make a fool out of myself. But Ireland is full of unbelievable golf courses. Like, we play links golf in Ireland, so it's like there's obviously a lot of coastline, it being an island and everything.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where I played most of the golf that I played in Ireland. But yeah, I'd be open to. Well, you a golfer yourself?
A shit golfer.
You're a shit golfer too. Everyone's a shit golfer. As long as you can get the ball up in the air, I think then you're laughing. You know, it's that bit when you're standing on the tee and there's like people waiting to go on after you. And you're like, just don't fuck it up, just don't. And then you hit it and it goes like 6 yards down the road. You're just like, I'm just gonna carry on. Then you hit it again and everyone is looking at you. Yeah. I just want to get above that standard and then I'm okay with it, you know?
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you doing?
Doing good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. We're all wakening up, I feel.
I'm working on it.
Well, I think we're doing
Coffee's
good.
making in.
We're doing good. Maybe another couple of stiff coffees.
Yeah.
There's no alcohol being consumed at this hour of the morning anyway, which is good.
Well, that's what Bailey's are for.
Huh?
That's what Bailey's is for.
That's
for
what Bailey's is for.
Yeah. Bailey's, Kahlua, Amarula, your choice.
Bailey's, Kahlua, and what?
Amarula, it's a fruit from somewhere in Africa, like elephants get drunk off it or something. It's really good. If you get a chance,
It's
Amarula.
alcohol?
Yeah.
Jesus. And like that, has that replaced the Bloody Mary? Or just for you?
Just for me. I don't
Bailey's,
really like the
Kahlua,
vodka.
and Amarillo.
Amarula. Amarula.
Amarillo's like is a song.
Yeah.
Or a word in a song at least. Sorry, we digress.
No, well,
Talking
speaking
about
of
breakfast
song.
alcohol drinks.
Speaking of song, karaoke last night was so much fun. I was wondering if you got to choose the playlist, what would be your group karaoke song with everybody here and the cast and whatnot?
That's such a good question. I don't know. Like I need to write these down and so I can or prepare some answers. What would be my cast song? I love Queen. You know, I'm a massive Queen fan. And anything like that's, you know, I love Radio Gaga. Because it's like it feels like everyone can get involved and start singing at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's cool. I'm not going to sing it right now. I am the fucking worst singer in the world. But then you see like Matt getting up there, and you're kind of going, Matt's got some balls. I should try and get up and own it, and just have Richard sing really loud, or have Rob Brother sing really loud beside me. But I'd love to be good at it. Monday night is when I fucked up. I booked my flights out of here on Monday, forgetting that the concert was Monday, so I changed them yesterday and I'm flying out on Tuesday now. But yeah, you can't, huh? There's a strike, so I'm probably going to be flying out on Wednesday. Is that what you're saying? And there was a bomb scare yesterday. Did anybody hear that? At the airport? There was a controlled explosion of a bus. I hate to be a Debbie Downer about the whole thing, but that happened yesterday. Not too far from where we were sitting and standing. So at least everyone was already here. And it had nothing to do with Jared Jensen, Dave. It didn't do it. Surprisingly enough. Huh?
We were stuck in the yellow garden.
You were stuck in the garden?
No, in the Hilton Garden Inn.
Oh, the other hotel. Were you? Did you miss how much? Did you miss a lot of yesterday? No. Did you get the notes from someone else? Get the notes from another classmate. What would be your favorite? What's your favorite song? What song did you not hear last night that you wanted to hear?
Well, I used to host karaoke in Oregon, so I've got quite a few depending on the crowd, but my go-to one is White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane.
Wow,
Before they were Starship.
Great tune. The only thing about that for this motley crew is I don't think it's lively enough.
No.
You know?
So for that one, you want to go with something, I mean, you can always go with the classic, most annoying karaoke song, Bohemian Rhapsody. That gets the crowd going, though.
Yeah, it's a great tune. I've never been bored of that song. I love it.
It's fun.
Yeah, right?
As a host, it gets a little old. Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody for the third time tonight. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, I suppose. At least the talent on display last night was pretty good. Alex Calvert is a mensch. I can't believe he got through all that slagging. That was going on all day in the green room. Richard Space was giving him so much shit all day about what he was going to do, and then he went up and followed through and made him sing. But he owned it. Fair play to him. I can't believe he did it. Because that started when we were in Paris. You were in Paris. In Paris at the concert. Sebastian sang a song, a U2 song. And then, at the last verse, dragged me up on stage. Like, I wasn't kicking and screaming. Like, I did go up rather willingly, a couple of ales deep. And so I got up, and Alex was laughing at me, because me and him had been just talking about how neither of us could sing. And then at the very last song, when we were all on stage, Rob just goes, "Alex, take it away!" And he's like, "What?" He's like, "This is your first," and he had to get up, and he was mortified. Mortified. So I think it's going to become a common theme of Alcal taking over karaoke. Cheers.
Have fun, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, more people are arriving in. How you doing, guys? Are we having fun? Oh, you freaked me out. See, at this point, I'd love to be able to play you a song on my guitar, but I can't play the guitar. Spin the wheel. You want me to spin the wheel?
Yes.
Is this real apple juice?
One of them is.
Okay, right. So, do I get someone? I'm not fucking dancing. What? What do I have to do? Oh, I thought that was somebody else coming in. That was me. That was my dancing skills. How mortifying was that? I hope everyone got that on camera. You did. Oh my God. That already made me sweat. It's like when I was a best man at my mate's wedding, and I was shitting myself. I've been on stage, I've done, different movies and TV or whatever. What was the most scared I've ever been? And all my friends were like, "Dude, you're an actor, this should be easy for you." It's not the same, it's totally different. You're totally exposed. It's a bit like Al not being able to sing on stage. When you know you can't dance, you've got two left feet, as my mother would say. That's why I'm sweating right now. Quite a lot. Hi!
Hi,
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Since you've been filming in Norway, I was wondering, have you learned any Norwegian words?
You heter Adam,
Oh,
which means my name is Adam.
yes.
I did know a couple of other ones, but tusen takk, which is 1,000, thanks 1,000, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the extent.
You didn't learn any swear words then?
Oh no, I'm all ears. You can't stand up there now and not give us some swear words. We all want to know some Norwegian swear words.
Faen
Fawn.
means fuck.
Fawn.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'll put it in a sentence.
Faen ta meg.
What's that mean?
And that means fuck you basically.
Fawn Tama. Okay.
I don't mean that to you though.
No, good though. It's good one to have in my arsenal.
Sorry.
Fawn Tama. No, not you. That's cool. Yeah, Norway's cool. Where are you from in Norway?
Yes, I was born in Norway. I live in Tønsberg.
In where?
Tønsberg, the oldest city in Norway.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Norway's a great place. Nice and expensive.
Yes.
But Oslo's cool. I had great fun in Oslo. And then we filmed there, and then we filmed in Stavanger as well. And then we also filmed in Belgium. But mainly, yeah, we got some Belgians here, some in Antwerp, and next year we're filming in Brussels, as well as Oslo and Stavanger. So, yeah, it's good to do some work back in Europe. It's cool. I'm looking forward to going back and getting into my bolo ties, my cowboy boots, and my flared jeans. I hope you guys get to see it. It's really cool. I'm really happy with it. It's a good show. Have you seen it in Norway on NRK?
I've seen a few episodes, but I will go back and binge watch it.
Okay, you better.
Yeah.
Let me know.
I will.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Hi.
Hello, hi.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Sleepy.
Sleepy.
Yeah.
I know, right? We're all sleepy. We just take a nap. We all just. Go ahead.
I was wondering, is there was any role for a movie or TV show that you watched when you were young, and you thought like, oh, I really wish I was casting that.
I was like, and I don't mind saying this, I'm a massive Tom Cruise fan. Like, always have been. I know he gets like, you know, whatever, maybe, whether his reputation is deserved or not or whatever, I don't know, I never met the guy. But I know people that have worked with him and they say he's just the best guy to work with, he's the most giving actor to work with. Yeah, like I was just mesmerized by Top Gun and all those kind of things when I was a kid. And I wanted to, when I was really young, I wanted to be a movie star, you know? And then when you actually get older and then you realize, oh no, I actually like performing. There was that kind of moment when you're old enough to choose a career and then you're kind of going, well, am I right in wanting to be an actor, or do I want to be an actor for the right reasons? And of course, if you're an actor for long enough, if you stick with it, then that's vindication enough. Because like, if you manage to get through the times when it's quiet and when you're like in your early 20s and you're not getting any work and you stick with it, then you're doing it for the right reasons. Like it's not nearly as glamorous as it seems when you're 8 or 9 years of age watching F-16s fly across the sky. But yeah, Cruise is a big fan, and then I loved Sean Penn, and then I got to work with Sean Penn last year, which was awesome. I played his brother. I had a tiny little role in the movie, and it was that was the most nervous I've ever been on set because I'd watched him since I was a kid. Has anyone ever seen that movie? What's it called? Weirdo Angels, with Sean Penn and Robert De Niro, and they were kind of escaped from prison. Yeah. Have you ever seen it? It's cool.
I've seen it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a cool movie. So I remember watching that as a kid, and he was just I was just a huge fan of his. And then, so I stepped on set last year, or it was 2 years ago, to do this movie. And he was like in his trailer, for hours. He was playing this decrepit old guy who had a mental breakdown, and I was like delayed on set because he hadn't come out of his trailer, and I was just getting more and more nervous. But then he came out, and we kind of had a little chat, and then we did the scene. We did the scene all day, but yeah, at the end of it, I was going home. Like, okay, I think I did myself proud there, you know. I still haven't seen it. I think the movie just is coming out, or has come out last week or something. The Professor and the Madman. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Of course, it was tied up in courts for 2 years because, I don't know, Mel Gibson wasn't happy with something or whatever. But I got to work with one of my heroes. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You just said that you were filming scenes in Antwerp recently.
Yeah.
So I am from Antwerp. So when are you coming back?
I don't know. Antwerp, it was fucking freezing when we were there. We were there at like Christmas time 2 years ago, I think. I don't know if we're coming back to Antwerp this year, but I will let you know. I'll put out a note.
Have you did some sightseeing around or just filming the scenes?
We were only there for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. No, I didn't really do much. So what's that theatre that's in the middle of this big theatre there, isn't it?
There are a few. So.
There's one that was like right near our hotel, with like there's a big square out the front of it. I don't know.
There are a few, so you have to narrow it down a little bit.
No, I didn't do much sightseeing, I suppose, to answer your question. I didn't really see a huge amount of Antwerp. There's a lot of work and not so much play.
That's a bummer.
But next time, you let me know. Write to me and let me know where should I go and see.
Okay.
And the next time I'm there, I'll sure to check it out and let you know.
Good.
Give you my opinion.
Great.
Thank you.
My actual question was, what's your most embarrassing story from your childhood?
Oh, Jesus. The most embarrassing story from my childhood? I have a few.
You can share them all if you like.
It was funny. We were talking about this the other day with my mom. I went to Paris, did Paris convention, and then had a couple of weeks off, so I was at home with my family. And Mum was reminding, and my girlfriend came as well. So Mum was regaling stories. A lot of these stories of my youth, a lot of these embarrassing stories were brought up. And one, I used to get a little bit of trouble. When I was like a bold boy, as we'd say. My mum used to make me wear this mustard jumper. Jumper in Ireland is just a sweater, right? So she used to make this, and I hated it. I really hated it. It was like buttons up here, and I really hated it. So she made me wear it one day. We were going, I don't know, I had to see my auntie or something. And we used to have this driveway that was like, had all these old stones on it. And I stomped up the driveway and I turned around and picked up a stone and I threw it. And I'm pretty sure I threw it at the ground, but apparently I didn't because it went through one of the windows. Actually, one of the bedroom windows at the back of the house. And I could see, all I could see then was Mum coming up and looking through the hole, you know? The hole where the stone had just gone through. And she's like, come here. No. Come here now. No. And eventually I went in and I got a proper good bollocking. And a couple of kicks in the arse, I'd say. And then, but it reminded me of another story. So my dad is a big rugby fan, right? Well, the whole family's rugby's big in Ireland. And we were watching Ireland play England. Ireland back in the 80s, they weren't having a great time of it in the late 80s. And England were kicking our ass in this particular game. And there's a proper rivalry between Ireland and England. And I had one of these Casio watches. You know those watches they go beep beep every hour, and they go beep every half hour, and then you could also set an alarm to go beep 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 beep. So watching the game, next thing it goes beep beep. My dad, Ireland are losing. Turn that thing off. Okay, yeah, no problem. I didn't. Half an hour later, beep. I said turn that off. Oh shit. Okay, wait, turn it off. But I'd forgotten that I'd set the alarm. And just as England scored another try, beep, 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 and he fucking lost it. And he goes, throw it in the bin. And so, obviously he didn't mean it, because I'm sure he was the one who bought me the watch. So I take off the watch and I walk over to the corner of the room where the bin was, and I just dropped it in the bin. And up off the seats, chased me all around the house. I just about got out my dad is fast. Just about got out the back door and up the garden. And then off, I jumped over the fence and down the road and then back in the other side of our garden, and he caught me and he gave me such a beating. No, it wasn't corporal punishment or anything. It was well deserved. But that was another one we were having a good laugh at the other day. Yeah, there's been, but I suppose they're just about me being naughty. I'm trying to think of other embarrassing stories. I'm not sure why I'm giving you so much ammunition here, but there's been a few. I got in trouble in school quite a bit as well. I got suspended from school for yeah, this is another one, and I couldn't get in trouble because I told my mom. So, the woman who got me this ring was my mum's best friend. She got me this ring for my 21st. Her daughter and son we've known since, we were kids. Played with them and all that jazz. So she gets me this, so her son, it was his birthday, and we were getting the train, we used to get the train back home in my old school. And we waited at the back gate of the school with loads of eggs, and all the way from the back gate right down to the train platform, we just egged him the whole way down. We all thought it was hilarious. And when we got home, Jackie, his mum, called my mum, and she's like, Mary, do you know that Graham came home covered head to toe in eggs? And she was like, yeah, Adam just told me. Oh, you're in trouble, lad. And it was all jokes. So, but on Monday morning, we went into school, and our teacher was Mr. Reverend Black. And he had an underbite, and he had a big lisp, and he was like, he hated me. He just hated me. And he was like, into my office. Yes, sir. And we all went in. We were all lined up. There was 4 or 5 of us. Are you never going to get to hear the end of the story? It's a great one. Ladies and gentlemen, who is coming in the door? Is it Briana Portmaster? Holy shit!
Okay, you know what's funny is I've been standing back here for so long. Are you telling a story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you tell the end of it?
No. But to cut it quick, the principal then used this analogy, which I think is the meanest thing in the world to tell a 13-year-old boy. He goes, this school is like a basket of apples. And all the pupils are good apples. But you, Mr. Fergus, you're a bad apple.
Oh, I've heard this story.
And if I put you in the basket of good apples, you'll make all the good apples bad. What a dick! Unbelievable dick. Anyway, I didn't stay in that school for much longer. I went with everyone, and here I am today.
Yay, lucky us. What was the question leading into that story?
What was embarrassing stories from my childhood?
Oh, I don't have any.
Bullshit. You have to have some.
Oh, Adam's heard all of the good ones. I don't know if thing is, I don't get embarrassed very easily, right?
Well, this is true.
Yeah, so
that's a great trait.
I have stories, but I don't have any shame.
Yeah.
So I don't consider.
Let's rephrase it then. What? Do you have any funny stories that would be embarrassing to, yeah, or that made you look silly?
Well, when I was in high school, I always tell this story because when people are like, "Where did you get your confidence?" or whatever. I was very overweight when I was young, and I was really shy and insecure. Weird, right? And so when I went to high school, I moved schools. I was living in a different province and moved schools for high school, and so I had to make a whole new set of friends, and I was really worked up about it. And the first day of school, what they do at high school, if you can imagine this, everybody in this high school, it's probably 300 kids, are sitting in an assembly. And then they call people's names out one by one, and you have to get up in front of all the kids and walk and get your slip to find out what class you're in. And I was like, oh my God, I have to get up in front of the whole school. Everybody's gonna laugh at me. I was like the biggest girl in school. I was terrified. But I had to do it, could not do it. They just called my name until I stood up. So I remember they called my name and I stood up and I heard people start laughing and I turned around to them and I bowed.
Nice work. Nice. And that just came to you there and then?
What's that?
That just came to you there and
Yeah,
then?
because I was just that decision where I was like, well, if they're gonna laugh, they might as well laugh at something I'm consciously doing.
It's crazy how mean kids are.
Oh, they're fucking awful.
And you don't even like.
And they're not bad people.
No.
Like the kids that made fun of me, I know them as adults, and they're not bad people. We just you get into this cycle, I think, of thinking this is the totem pole, and in order to not be at the bottom, I have to be on top, and I have to overpower people, and it's just.
I don't think it changes in life. I suppose people just. Yeah. It's I'm not sure if it's something that can be rectified though. Like, it's not something that can be taught out of kids. It's just like, it's kind of like that gestation period that you just have to let kids to go through.
You do, because I feel like I am who I am because I was bullied so much as a kid and I withstood it. And I don't know, sometimes I think that challenges are good for us.
Yeah, I suppose there are better ways of dealing with it, especially because there's, unfortunately some kids don't get through that period, They end up hurting themselves or worse, and it's an all too common theme that it always goes back to mental health. There's probably when I was in school, the subjects were Irish, English, maths, whatever, geography, history. There wasn't anything about social skills or mental health. Or being aware of what your brain is doing, and
they're like special days. You're like, now today we have to talk about sadness. You're like, okay.
It should be like every day. It should be like where people are, I don't know, given the tools to deal with that, and not to freak out or to understand. Because as I said, kids are going to do it anyway. You're not going to be able to stop kids. You're not going to be able to keep your eye on your kids 24 hours a day or whatever. But
hopefully, give them the skills to fight their own battles.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let's take a question. I haven't done that yet.
You've been standing here for ages.
Hi.
Thank you so much. How are you?
So this is mainly for Adam, but Briana, you can answer.
I'll answer it anyway. God damn it!
Don't even worry about that.
So hearing that you're a Queen fan, I was just wondering if you saw the movie Bohemian Rhapsody and what you thought, because some fans really loved it and some weren't so.
What did you think of it?
I mean, I loved it. I saw it 13 times.
Loved it?
Saw it 13 times.
Holy shit.
That's amazing. I haven't seen it yet, actually. No, and probably for that reason, because But I like Rami Malek. I think he's cool. And actually, funnily enough, the TV show that we were talking about that I did in Norway, my accent dialect coach, a guy called William Conacher, was Rami Malek. So whenever I'd Skype him before a scene, he'd be on set of Bohemian Rhapsody, and he was Rami Malek's voice coach as well.
Cool.
Yeah, he charged a lot. So I was asking him how it was going, and it was like there were problems with the director's a bit of a freak, Brian Singer. So I don't think he's going to be doing much more, thankfully. But he did a great job. My mum loved the movie, and my mum saw Queen in Slane Castle in 1986. For those of you who don't know Slane Castle, if you ever want to go to a concert and you want to go to Ireland, find out what concert's on that year in Slane. It's the most epic thing you'll ever go and see. I've seen U2, Chili Peppers, R.E.M., Oasis, like epic venue. But my mum saw Queen there in '86, and we were just talking about it the other day because I brought my girlfriend to see the castle, and mum was reminiscing about how much of a wonderful time she had in Freddie Mercury. Another one, Taken Too Young. He was amazing.
I saw the movie, and I didn't think that they told his story enough. I thought that it just kind of, it felt like it breezed through the really interesting parts of his life. I mean, the performances were amazing.
I think that's what Sacha Baron Cohen had a problem with. He was supposed to
He wanted it to be grittier. I think I wanted it to be darker. And I wanted, there to be more of the stuff that was really hard about his life.
I think the problem there, because a lot of people do think that, is that because Freddie was so private himself, as much as he could be without people invading his privacy, that now that he's not here, they didn't, like the rest of the bandmates didn't want to delve into that.
It could be, There's always studio stuff, you know what I mean? So a bad movie is not just as easy as going, it's a bad movie or a bad script or whatever. That I heard, have you guys seen the movie,
Yes.
Trainwreck?
Yes.
Amy Schumer?
Yeah. And what's his name? Bill Hader, is it? No.
Okay, so at the very end of the movie, I'm going to ruin it for you, who hasn't seen it. It's a very, very, very funny movie. I love Amy Schumer. And she, at the very end, dresses up as a cheerleader and dances with these cheerleaders. He's a doctor on a basketball team to win back her love. And me and my girlfriends are like, that is the most anti-feminist thing on the face of the planet. And it bothered us because she's a very outspoken feminist and was kind of making a point in this movie that you can also be this kind of woman, and that's a challenge, and women are complex and they have complex sexual relationships as well and all of that. But the end of this movie bothered us, and I found out that she had wanted to come back in the end and dress like the mascot and tell the dude to go fuck himself. But the studio didn't like it. The studio wanted her to lose 20 pounds, dress up as a cheerleader, and go back and win back this guy. It's just so funny, like when you're making a big movie like that, you kind of are
Ticket
a
sales.
slave. Ticket sales, something I know nothing about.
It's for all the creativity and liberalism that storytellers are and try and put out there. Hollywood is still run by numbers.
Suits.
And it's still super conservative.
Yeah, I know.
And you wouldn't think it. It's like, oh my God.
And they're not creative. They're not thinking, all they're thinking is, they think with fear. They go, what is the fastest way to make money? Or not lose money.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of you for seeing it 13 goddamn times.
I just really enjoyed it.
No kidding.
I like the music mostly. I went
Me too.
just for the live aid.
And that last number, exactly.
That live aid, I've watched that live aid. I've watched the real video on YouTube, I don't know, maybe more than 13 times.
Yeah.
He's just incredible. So much energy. And did you see him, have you ever seen him in his dressing room beforehand?
Yeah.
He's like doing his warm-ups and stuff. He's just like fucking energy. That's amazing.
Google that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Thanks for standing up there for an age. Hello.
Hello. Well, I have to admit I was old enough to actually watch Live Aid on TV at the time. So, my question is for Briana. In season 14, you had a fight scene with Mark Pellegrino. So, how did you train for that, and how was it like? Since he's a trainer?
It was awful. It was fucking awful. So I trained, I took fight training for about 3 months right before the Wayward Sisters pilot.
You should see some of her videos of her being badass.
Yeah.
Some badass videos. Boxing.
Put it on the extra.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll write an email. But I love fight training. I loved it, loved it, loved it. It was fascinating. We were training with the stunt coordinators from the show, and they were just so inspiring and so proud of us. And I was really excited when I found out that that episode had a fight scene in it with Pellegrino. And Rob Hader is the coordinator, and he was like, he knew that I had training and that I was pretty good, so he was really excited to give me like more to do. But we ended up shooting that scene at 3 a.m. on a Friday, and it was so cold out, so I had so many layers on, and then I had layers because he throws me to the ground at one point, so I had all these layers on underneath my pants, and then I was wearing like a polyester sheriff's uniform, and once I was down, I couldn't get back up. And so I was so mad at myself, so I'd get up and I'd literally be down, and then I'd go, and it just looked so bad, and I was so mad at myself, and eventually it looked fine through the editing. But yeah, I get really hard on myself about that stuff because the acting, I've been an actor for, 20 years. That I have, some control over, but the stunts, and there's just so much involved that I want to get better at. I want to get better at it. But Mark was great. He was getting vertigo from the lights though, so they ended up having to shut those off halfway through.
But it's great to challenge yourself as an actor to do new stuff all the time. And you were, like you said, you were looking forward to doing it.
Yeah.
It's probably because you were looking forward to doing it so much that it was never going to be as great as you figured it was going to be.
That's true.
But they're hard scenes to do. Like they're really hard scenes.
I mean, has anybody seen Mama Bear that Adam was in? Yes. Like
people have seen it. Who's seen it? Yeah, well, of course.
Of course you have.
But there's rumors about it. There's rumors that he might be showing it at some point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's Matt. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, he was trying to get it screened.
Yeah, so that's already been. The rumor's already been going around.
He said it.
Matt asked Danielle at the cocktail party, so hopefully.
Okay,
well, that's awesome.
That would be amazing if they showed it here. But carry on.
No, Adam, you have to tell the story. I'm just setting you up for it. Stop popping the balloons.
I'm roasting.
Do you want a cooling towel?
Take your fancy shirt off. Thank you.
Okay, so we did. Matt worked his ass off on this. Like he wanted to make a movie. He wanted to make an action movie. He wanted to put his wife, like so sweet. He wanted to put his wife in a movie because she gave up acting to have their baby and hadn't done anything in 3 years, and now she's just got a role as well. Yeah. So it was a perfect combination of drive, talent, ambition, and just unbelievable sweetness that he got his friend to write this movie. And there's a massive big action sequence. Matt's wife Manny is a badass. She's about this tall. She's like a rock. She looks
like a teenager.
But she's a badass.
Oh man.
So I would drive up to Matt's house every day for 2 weeks before the shoot and do this fight sequence because I'm playing a prick in the movie, not to ruin it. I had this crazy fight sequence with Matt's wife, and so we were rehearsing, and then Matt got like I'm probably not telling stories here out of school, but Matt got the stunt coordinator from all the Avatar movies, because Matt knows everybody, to be our fight coordinator. So the morning of the shoot, we did this. We rehearsed with the camera. On the last, we rehearsed, and then we put the camera in. So on the last rehearsal before we went to shoot, and we only had 4 takes to shoot, and I won't tell you why, but you'll see when you watch the movie. Mandy is supposed to punch me, and so we're doing these kind of stunt punches, and I turn around, but the woman who was the camera operator was far too close, and I just went bang, and I smashed my head off the camera.
You can still, he's got a little scar right there.
Right there. So, and I just went, and started playing.
But you can see it when you watch the movie, you can see the goose egg form.
And I went in, and the medic, because you have to have a medic on set, and he was like, oh, you're going to need some stitches and that. And I just look up and I see Matt's face going, oh, like this is his big day. This scene is the big scene in the thing, and it's like, I can't afford to do this day again. It's like, so I'm, you know, totally blowing my own trumpet here, but I was like, fuck it, no, it's fine, let's just go, let's just do it. And seal it up with some glue, and we went and we shot it, and it's a fucking epic
It's
scene.
so good.
It's epic.
It's a really good fight scene.
Like a oneer in filming is like without any cuts. So it's like normally you would cut from me to Briana, like doing here. The cameras can cut from one camera to the other camera. But when it doesn't cut, we did this whole fight sequence in one take, and it was it really worked. Thanks to Matt and Mandy, it was awesome. So I hope you get to see it today, if possible. End of panel.
Well, I think you can stay here till Jason gets here. Is Jason back there?
Jason's back there.
Fucking Jason.
Fucking Jason.
Adam Fergus, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Hi, guys.
Oh my God. I forgot about that song.
Which song?
Thunderstruck. That is a
Was
good
that
tune.
song?
Yeah, you don't know that
I
song?
don't know that song.
What?
Can you play that song again for us?
I don't know what the words are or what they're going to say. Sing it. That's the whole song?
Wait.
Oh, I know the song.
There you go. Thanks, everyone. Jason Mans, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, guys. So what did you and Adam talk about in your panel?
We actually were like very serious and stoic. I think we've.
I don't believe
I think
it.
we're gonna go into a green room and go, what happened?
You guys
we were just
went
answering
down, went
questions. I thought we would just make fun of each other
Did you
the
get
whole
emotional?
time. No, but we talked about like acting and bullying and I know. Even Jason's like, huh.
That doesn't sound like y'all.
Interesting. Yeah, I know. We did it. It was good. It was good to go there. Oh, you have another question? Cute. We're gonna go to this side because we were here. Okay.
Hello again.
Hello again.
So, questions for both of you. It's about some of the boys we had at JIB10. Briana, did you get to meet Ricky? Because he was quite excited about meeting you.
It's so very funny. I don't know what you guys told him about me.
I believe the word goddess was used.
Did it work?
But did you guys were saying stuff to him. And then, but I got a tweet that was like, Ricky was like, no, I haven't met her, but I've heard that she's very lovely and beautiful. I was like, I literally don't know anybody that he could have heard that from. My male friends would never have said that about me. They'd have been like, I don't know, she farts a lot. Yes, I met him fairly briefly the night that we arrived. A bunch of us went out Matt and I went out for dinner, and then we met up with Adam and Alex, and then everybody else came from a big dinner, and then he and Sebastian came the tail end, and he's very funny. He's a live wire. We hit it off immediately. He's very, very funny. Did you guys have a good time with him? Yeah. I've been hearing stories about him all weekend.
I have a story about him.
Give it.
So, how many of you guys are familiar with the band Left on Laurel? Michael Rosenbaum's band. So, Michael Rosenbaum's drummer, a guy named Kent, lovely fella, works on the Conan O'Brien show. That fact has nothing to do with this story, but it just...
We went there
it's
once.
a thing. Yeah.
Or did
No, we went to
Kimmel?
Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah.
You know so many famous people.
So Kent called me because he had a question about the record. We're almost done producing the record. We're like sending it to mixing and mastering, all this stuff. And he had a really like technical question, and he called me, and it was like, he's like, dude, I need to ask you a question. And I was like, well, I'm in a crowded van or whatever. When I get back to the hotel, call me. So it's like midnight. he calls and he's like, well, I'm sorry it's so late. It's like whatever time, and I'm like, no, it's I'm in Rome. And he was like, oh. He's like, I just met this guy when I went out recently who was going to Rome. This guy Ricky. He said that on text before. I was like, I'm in a crowded van, I can't talk. I'm in Rome. And then he was like, oh, I met this guy Ricky that was in Rome. And I sent him a text back that was like, I've been hanging out with Ricky all day. And his response was, I know a sarcastic text when I read one. And I was like, it's gonna be too difficult to explain. So I waited until I got him on the phone.
He thought you were being sarcastic, joking.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I got him on the phone. I was like, Ricky Widow, been hanging out with him all day. And he was like, yeah, he drove me home 2 nights ago.
What? Because he doesn't drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, random bar in LA.
What a small world.
Small world. Ricky was the shining knight in armor that drove Kent home from a bar.
Oh, Ricky, what a fucking hero. So yes.
Yes, and Jason, quickly as well. I noticed that you were asking Sebastian some pretty good questions. I was wondering, were you sort of fangirling a little bit with him, like the rest of us?
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
No, listen, I dive in, I try to support my friends, you know, so I watch everything my buddies are in and I support it, and they're all, thankfully, all of the stuff that they're in and involved in is really good stuff. 99% of the stuff is really good and enjoyable. But that was one of the first times I've been involved in a panel like this, where something outside of this realm that I'm a fan of entered this realm. You know what I mean? Like I collected comic books. I've been a Marvel fan, you know, for my whole life. So I've been watching those movies been waiting for them, you know. And so just saw Endgame and got caught up on everything, and then he was here. So I was like,
that's fair.
Yeah,
I was fangirling a bit.
I have.
I don't remember anything I said to him.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it was incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
And I held back. I didn't want to be, because here's the funny thing. When you're in our position, you see behind the curtain, right? So someone who comes in and does a guest star and does 1 or 2 episodes of the show, and it's just an acting job to that person, sometimes comes to one of these shows and someone says, hey, if your character landed on the planet Pluto and you wanted to whatever, you know, what would happen? And then that person, you know, they give the answer, and then they come backstage and they're like, I don't even remember my character. It was like a 2-day job and I don't remember what happened, you know? So I'm sure Sebastian would not have had that thought, but I didn't want to get really detailed and be like, okay, so if in 1974, you know, I tried to be cool, tried to play it cool.
I did not. Pretty sure I talked a lot about his t-shirt. Talked about I, Tonya. I know I mentioned that.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything else. So, sorry, Sebastian. Hi!
Hey. So, by the way, Briana, we, like the crowd, did tell Ricky that you were a goddess.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. I couldn't ask for better reviews.
Well, my question was mainly for Briana, but Jason, if you want to answer. So, if you guys could lead a big action movie franchise, like just say James Bond, Fast and Furious, John Wick, which one would you choose?
Action movie franchise.
Can I just say what kind of offends me right now?
What?
I'm having trouble thinking of a female-led action movie franchise.
Oh, yeah, exactly. There aren't any. Not franchises.
Yeah, I think you should just make one up.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil,
oh, yeah,
yes, good call.
That's a good one. It's an old one.
What's that?
Tomb Raider, yeah.
Tomb Raider?
Yeah, solid.
Oh, Hunger Games.
Hunger Games,
That's
yes.
a good one. There you go.
Solid.
Alien.
Solid
Terminator. Right? I don't know. None of these are sad, except for Hunger Games, which I love.
It's like a solid 10 to one.
Yes. Oh,
You know?
yeah. Absolutely. I immediately thought John Wick, only because the fighting in that is so incredible. I would love to be able to fight like that. Pretend fight.
But would you be able to handle the dog though?
No. But I wouldn't have to. There'd be a stunt person for that.
I'd probably like to do. Do you guys remember that movie, The Beastmaster?
Yeah.
I'd like to do that one.
With a bad
I feel like you're making fun of my last name right now.
No.
Beastmaster. Briana Beastmaster.
No, it was a movie from the '80s with this guy that could talk to animals.
Sounds so crazy, man.
I don't know why I loved it so much.
Movie?
Yeah, ish. It wasn't like a big franchise, but we could make sequels.
Beastmaster, huh? All right, sounds badass.
You're so excited.
Just a bro.
You're gonna buy your ticket right now.
Can't wait till YouTube Beastmaster.
Jason
or just
Mann's
Google.
in Beastmaster. Everybody's like, no, it's not right.
Or just like, I can't remember the movie Jason Mann was talking about, but I remember, I'll Google it. People talking to animals.
It'll pop right up.
Yeah, that'll be the first thing. Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
This keeps saying end of panel, but it says Adam, so I'm gonna keep talking. Oh, there's nobody there. Hi.
Hi. Both.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm so scared. I'm sorry.
Hello. Don't be scared. You're good.
So, I have this question because yesterday evening, me and my friends were wondering, Briana, what is your skincare routine? Because your skin is so amazing.
Jason, do you want to take this one? Or?
Yeah, sure. Taught her everything she knows.
I spend a lot of money on my skincare.
Okay.
So I thank you for saying that because I do spend a lot of money on it. Because as I started getting older, I was like, I should probably take care of this shit. I'm not going to get into it. But what I will say is the stuff, if I see one person to give me facials. This fucking front row is so dirty, so filthy. And I always go to the same person and I get like pharmaceutical grade skincare. I don't buy skincare from the drugstore or anything like that. And then when I have a problem with my skin, I can go directly to her. But I also wear a lot of makeup. Even when it doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup, I wear a lot of it. I'm not gonna hide that. I love wearing makeup. It's so fun to me. But it can also make your skin look good. So secrets aren't secrets after all.
When it really looks good.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Can I tell you one of the very many things that I appreciate about you so much?
What?
Is that you just go for it. You just say the things that most people don't say.
Like what?
Like someone says you have fantastic skin. Most people say, well, I drink a lot of water, I rest.
Oh, that is
You're like,
such
listen,
a lot of bullshit.
spend a lot of money.
When
I'm wearing makeup.
say that is such, when actors are like, I just eat whenever I want. I'm like, no, they all have personal chefs. They all work out twice a day. Nobody wants to make it look hard, and it's fucking hard.
Yeah. Everybody else is like, don't let them see you sweat. Brianna's like, I am sweating.
Because it's bullshit. Because as someone who is a
That's
consumer who sees like, especially women in magazines, it's unfair for them to be like, I don't know what happened. I just woke up like this, and you're like, fuck you, man. It's not fair. So I'm here to tell you, you can look like this too. It just takes a lot of unnecessary effort.
Solid. Hi.
Just gonna keep going. Hi.
Hi. I saw that you were selling this new CD. And I wonder if...
Who are you talking to?
Briana.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it still called, is it considered a new CD now? Still?
It's new for summer.
Is it? Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, I am selling them at my autograph table, and if you buy a CD, I will also sign it.
Okay, so we come because when I bought it yesterday, I didn't get an autograph.
You ran away?
No,
you can ask Luca!
Yeah, but he was like, it seems like that's not something. It's like, okay.
No, you literally, and I was like, did she just buy a CD? Because I was signing somebody else's thing, and we tried to get you to come back. So come back today, I'll sign it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is that your question?
Yeah, that actually was
Think of another one. Think of another one right now.
I don't know.
You can do it. Ask something dumb.
I'm sorry, I can't find anything to ask. I mean, no.
Ask somebody beside you. Hurry up. Hurry up. Make it dumb though. Make it super dumb.
Somebody said I should ask about Rockwood in Scotland.
Good question. Topical. Rockwood. Yes, Rockwood in Scotland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys gonna do that?
We may.
Yeah.
We're looking into it.
When would you do it?
Perhaps. It wouldn't be like exactly the same. Like Rockwood is in year 5 now, so we've had time to kind of put down roots and establish. But Rockwood year 1, if anybody remembers, was similar to Jailbreak year 1. Was anybody at that show? The Monday night show after JIB10?
Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday night show the first year, yeah. It was like me and 10 to 11 of my closest friends.
It was like a meet and greet.
Yeah, it was like a meet and greet at a venue. And then, as the years progress and things happen, now it's the sold out.
So if you were to do Rockwood, Scotland, it would be more like a tour.
It'd be like a small thing at a venue to kind of feel it out and see how it goes, and we'd probably just have a few folks there, and then see if it went really well, maybe we do it again and go on from there. But yeah, we're hoping maybe do something next year there.
Funsies. Hello, milady.
Hi.
Hello.
It's JIB10.
You can answer this if you want to, but Jason, what's your hair care routine?
Oh, nice. Inclusive.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water, I get a lot of sleep. I woke up like this.
So, my actual question is there anything that you guys are both really excited about for the East Coast tour?
Yeah.
I'm excited about doing it. I was just talking to Jason this morning? Last night.
Kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Where am I right now? That I've never been on tour. He's gone on a million tours, but for me, I'm kind of worked up about it because I don't know what to expect. I got really unnecessarily excited about all of us being in the van together.
It's true. First of all, the story that you told was that when someone came up in a line or meet and greet or something and asked you the question about the tour, you were like,
oh yeah, I was nervous. Because I was nervous about doing that many shows, about doing building a set for all those shows. Lots of stuff I have not thought through, but it's just all from being new. That's all.
Yeah, and it's super fun, but it is a different preparation, different mindset when you're coming to a place and doing one show as opposed to doing a tour. The preparation's a little bit different, but you'll be fine. It's super fun. But at the end of that conversation, she was like, so are we like flying to the shows? And I was like, no, it's East Coast. It's all like, 2-3 hours away. She was like, are we gonna take a van?
I was like, road trip? Oh, I just love being locked in with all my friends. They think it's less fun than I do, strangely.
We get in there, Briana's got like board games and, I Spy,
Game Boy,
Mad Libs.
Yeah.
Billy, think of a noun.
Yeah. Anybody want apple slices?
3 people really love that joke.
They don't. They feel bad for you right now. It's the end of our panel, as we know it. It's so subtle, hey? The red, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's just like this red screen that's just going, end of panel! End of panel! So I guess That's the perfect time.
Guess that's the end of the panel.
What? See?
Yeah.
It's terrifying, right? Anyway.
Well, thank you guys.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening.
We'll see y'all soon.
See